Everybody, live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Zoe. She is a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. We're feeding her a couple little snacks this morning. We have over 150 animals here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, including sloths, kangaroos, llamas, and alpacas. You can actually come and feed sloths here. The 4 sloths that we have is Flash, and he's about 7. And then Zoe, she'll be turning 2 December 16th. And then we have Dash, he just turned 1 about 3 weeks ago. And now we have Chloe, who is 3.5 months old. And I think the cutest thing ever. But right now, Zoe is having a little bit of snack. And Zoe is not afraid of her snacks. Some of the other animals that we have here at Ocoee Riverside Farm are Scottish Highland cows. So we have Dolly and Annie. And you can bottle feed them. So Dolly is all white with kind of black tip nose and ears and little hooves. And then Annie has red tips. Zoe's like, don't talk about those Scottish Highland cows. You're hanging out with me. Where's everybody watching from this morning? The other couple days we've had some really awesome locations watching, a lot of neighbors watching, which is always great, and we really appreciate that. And then a lot of people overseas. I think we had England, Wales, Germany, and we had Australia, Guam, Ohio. Good morning, Ohio. Hope you're having a great day. So a lot of people ask, how do we get the sloths? So one of our sloths, Flash, came to us from a facility that he was never held or anything like that. So that's the reason that we don't hold Flash. Good morning, Connecticut. And then our other 3 sloths came to us from a breeder / veterinarian who has been working with sloths for over 30 years. So his first sloth was an injured sloth that could not go back to the jungle. And so that's how he got his start. So none of our sloths have ever been in the jungle or had any relation to the jungle for like over 20 years. So that's why we're excited to have these wonderful ambassador animals and to be able to share them with the public and let people know why we should conserve our environment and be responsible stewards. Where are we? We are located in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We have covered wagons right on the banks of the river. And if you want to come visit, you can go to our website at OcoeeRiversideFarm.com and you can do all that there. Good question. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, this is Zoe. She's a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And we're live here at OcoeeRiversideFarm.com. Right, Zozo? How's Flash doing? Flash is totally fine. He is hanging out right up above us, and I'm sure he's gonna be coming down. He got a little bit of a checkup by the vet just to make sure that his tooth was okay, and his tooth was totally fine. Rockin' Z Ranch, good morning. Hope you're having a good day. Hey everybody, if you're just now joining us, this is Zoe. She's a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm and we're in Benton, Tennessee. Is this my pet? No, this is not my pet. We are licensed by the USDA as a USDA exhibitor. So same thing you get as a zoo, right? We have over 150 animals. So it's for everybody to come visit. Zoe here is a sweetheart and she loves to cuddle. Sometimes she's a little particular about what she wants to snack on, but that's okay. It looks like she's filling the sweet potatoes this morning. Sloths eat about 10% of their body weight every single day. And Zoe here weighs about 15 pounds. But here's the crazy thing. they lose 30% of their body weight when they use the bathroom. And they only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days. That's right. So what they do is they come down out of the tree and they hold onto the tree in the same spot. And they get their booty right on the ground and they do like this little dance. And then when they're doing that, the sloth moth, which is living in that pile of stuff on the bottom of the tree, crawls up onto the sloth and is living all over its fur. So that sloth in the wild is gonna have between 100 to 200 bugs living all over it. And then when the sloth grooms itself, it's gonna get the protein, the bacteria, and a lot of nutrients, and it's gonna ingest those. So when the sloth eats all that, that's how they actually get the bacteria to process their food. Then the sloth moth actually lays its eggs in the fur of the sloth, and then it comes back down, and that whole cycle repeats again and again and again and again. So they're laying eggs on the sloth and in the pile. It's really, really crazy. Very awesome symbiotic relationship that God made possible, because it's pretty amazing that they're right there at the same time and they're both helping each other out. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. Where's everybody watching from? We are here in Benton, Tennessee. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. It's Monday. I think it's Monday. So we got 4 or 5 more days of hanging out here at the workplace, right? Hawaii. Well, good evening, I think, in Hawaii. I lived in Oahu for a little bit, and John was on Oahu and Maui, so you got some Hawaii fans over here for sure. Let's see, Zoe, you want some of these? South Carolina. Good morning, South Carolina. Missouri, what do they smell like? Well, as long as they haven't made a mess or anything, they don't really smell like anything. Benton's Bacon, how's it going? You're freaking out. Well, I hope it's because you like sauce. I hope it's not anything bad. California, I hope you're having a good morning. 3:28 in Hawaii. I thought it was about the opposite of us. England, good evening in England. Hope you're having a great day. I mean, if you're hanging out on the internet watching Sloths, you're having an alright day. So if you're just joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Zoe. She's a 2-fingered sloth. You can come here and do this. We have 4 sloths here, and we have over 150 animals. So Scottish Highland cows, miniature ones that you can bottle feed. We have baby kangaroos that you can bottle feed. A lot of really awesome stuff. Do they ever bite? Well, here's the thing. They have a mouth. So if I put my finger in her mouth, she would bite. That's the reason that when we feed them, we let go, because they have monorod chromacy, which means that they basically see like an old-fashioned black and white. So they don't have great vision. You're in Chattanooga? Well, hello, Chattanooga. You're basically a neighbor. You gotta come visit. You're a nurse? Yeah, that's right. I hear you. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, this is Zoe, and she is a 2-fingered or 2-toed Linnaeus sloth, and we're hanging out feeding her this morning. Good morning in Texas. Hope you're having a great day. Hey, Shade, sounds like you like sloths. That's good. Zoe is munching through some squash. We're out of zucchini. We had a little bit of sweet potato this morning, but she's being a good sport. Starting around 10 o'clock, we will be doing some more encounters. So if you want to see what a full encounter's like, join us around 10 a.m. and we'll be going live again. A lot of times when we're doing the live encounters, we can't respond verbally to you because we're working with our guests who want to come and hang out and see the sloths. So if we don't get to it right away, it's not because we're ignoring you, it's because we're hanging out with the guests. But if we don't respond, send us a DM, or sometimes we have moderators that really help us out a lot on TikTok and I believe YouTube and Facebook. So thank you so much. She eats a lot. Yeah, she eats about 10% of their body weight every single day. And she weighs about 15 pounds, so that's about 1.5 pounds of food. Are sloths blind? It's not that they're blind, that they have monorod chromacy, which means that they see in black and white, or kind of like that really old 80s night vision that you would see on those great special effects movies, right? So she is really relies on her sense of smell and her sense of hearing. Do we trim her nails? No, they get worn down on the live bark from when they're climbing around. If we were to trim them, we would use a Dremel and be very, very, very gentle and careful because their bones go way up in there. Let's see, any more questions? Where are we located? We are located in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. And if you want to come here and do this, you can. Just go to our website, OcoeeRiversideFarm.com, and you can actually come stay here. We have covered wagons that have air conditioning. Fall's here, it's gonna be beautiful, and obviously those wagons have heat too. Let's see. Oregon! Hello, Melanie in Oregon. Oregon is gorgeous. The whole Pacific Northwest is beautiful. I love the beaches out there. Snowboarding's great, kayaking's good, it's beautiful. 30-acre farm, yes sir. Zoe is a cutie. She's the cutest little thing ever. And guys, guess what? We have 4 sloths. And we have 2 babies that are definitely smaller than Zoe. Zoe is about to turn 2, but then we have Dash who just turned 1. And then we have Chloe who, she's 3.5 months old. You love sloths? Well, awesome, you should come visit. There's a lot of really cool stuff to do here in the area. We have some kayaking. The 1996 Olympics were held just upstream of us. We got paddle boarding, there's a glider port, there's waterfalls, hikes, any of that awesome fun stuff. Is Flash okay? Yes, Flash is totally good. We just did a little checkup on his tooth and he has been cruising around all weekend, just hanging out. Flash is good to go. She can eat pretty fast, but sometimes she's just likes to play with it. I don't know if you could see that or not. Are you done? Are you done eating, sweetie? You want to cuddle up here? She might just cuddle up now for a little bit. Okay. Sometimes Zoe gets really like, no, I want to explore. And she just wants to look all over. But we're gonna switch out here in just a little bit. I think we might hang out with Dash for a little bit, or Chloe, but we'll see if Zoe wants to relax. If Zoe wants to relax, we'll do a little bit of Q&A. You gonna chill out there? Let's see if I can move this a little bit closer without disturbing you. I'm trying to move the cameras closer, but sloths have great hearing, so if you're too loud, sometimes they're like, hey, it's a Monday. Can we chill out? All right. So you can see Zoe's kind of curled up in a little bit of a ball here. So sloths, 3-banded armadillos, and anteaters are all part of the superorder of Zethorans. So what that means is hinge spine, and so those 3 mammals have the ability to curl themselves all the way up into a ball. Pretty cool. Do they bite? Well, they do bite because they have a mouth, but we just don't put our finger in their mouth and they don't bite us. Where's the ear? It's right here. Zoe does not like her ears messed with. So if we do that, she'll get kind of excited a little bit, so we're not gonna do that. But when we have Dash and Chloe down, we can look at her ears or their ears because they're really chill about it. Where did we come up with the farm name? Well, we are on the Ocoee River. and we are Riverside. And when John and Donna first started this, it was much more of a farm, like llamas, horses, cows, things like that. So we've definitely branched out from what you would think of as your typical farm. And a lot of people, when they see all the animals, they're like, whoa, are all these the pets or whatever? They're not pets per se. We definitely consider them part of the family. But we are licensed by the USDA as a USDA exhibitor, which is the same license that a zoo has. So it's a zoo where you can actually hang out and experience the animals and learn about them. What do they do in the cold? Well, if it got cold, they would not do well. We have to keep the temperature between 75 to 80 degrees. So you can imagine when it was about 0 here for about a month, the heating bill was quite high. So we definitely appreciate all the gifts and the likes and the shares, because heating sloth enclosures and all of the animal enclosures when it's really cold takes a couple dollars. So if you guys want to come do this, you can. We are located in Benton, Tennessee. This is a sloth sleeping on me. This is Zoe. You can just go to our website at OcoeeRiversideFarm.com and you can come do it. They move so slow. How do they protect themselves? So the reason that they move so slow is to conserve energy, and then so predators don't see them. A lot of times flash will come down up above us and we might not even know he's came down because he's so quiet. Also, they don't really have any scent. And then out in the wild, they're going to be covered in moss and algae and really blend in. A lot of times when I've seen them in the wild, they kind of just look like a giant wasp nest all curled up. So they do a good job of blending in. I almost thought Flash was up above me playing with my hair. Well, if you have any questions, let me know. We're just sitting here hanging out with the sloth. So what is this called? This is a sloth, and we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. Let's see here. What state are we in? We are in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Does she like to interact? Yes, definitely. We just finished feeding her, so she's kind of curled up and chilling right now. I think, how many animals do we have? We have over 150 animals. So we have baby kangaroos that you can bottle feed. We have adult kangaroos, llamas, alpacas, camels, sugar gliders, micro squirrels, bearded dragons, leopard geckos, cicada tortoises. There's something here for everybody, guys. It's a blast. What does she eat? Well, she just finished up with some zucchini, some squash, and some sweet potato, and she was enjoying it. You can only put up with one. You're the sloth? Well, that's okay. It's a Monday. I feel like everybody's probably a sloth today, right? You you like the sloths. Well, that's good. I'm glad you like the sloths. Sloths are the cutest, but you're scared of their claws. Well, as you can see, they're really, really chill. And it's not really they ever pull in tight. They're just trying to hold on. How many seconds for a high five? Probably about 5 minutes. How's their attitude? They're usually pretty chill and they just want to cuddle. Riverside, California. Nope, we are in Benton, Tennessee. We are along the river of Ocoee. Let's see here. Are you able to hold the sloth? Yep. We have 3 sloths here that you can hold now, which is Zoe, Dash, and Chloe. And you can come hang out with Flash, but we don't hold Flash. San Antonio, Texas. I spent a little bit of time there for the Air Force. It's an interesting place. How do you rent a cabin? If you want to rent a cabin or a wagon or the camel condo, just go to our website at OcoeeRiversideFarm.com. Why don't we hold Flash? Good question. Let me grab my drink. Sorry. We don't hold Flash because he was never held, He came to us from a facility where he was never even interacted with. Brooklyn, how are you doing, Brooklyn? Hope you're having a great day. Get down out of the city. Come visit us down in Benton, Tennessee. We have all these awesome animals. You can go for a horseback ride. It's right along the river. The leaves are getting ready to change, guys, and it's going to be gorgeous. Wake up in the morning, cup of coffee, have a little fire. You can have a fire right outside of those wagons, and it is beautiful here. Let's see here. Yes, we got some primates who like spider monkeys. So if you've ever wanted to hang out with a spider monkey, we have one named Georgie. We might be getting another one. How long have we had sloths? Oh, I think we've had sloths for over 4 years now. Hey, Holly, good morning. Zoe says good morning to you. Thank you, everybody, for all the likes and the follows and the shares. It really helps the animals. It takes a lot to feed them. They're always hungry. Are they endangered? No, they're not endangered yet. Are their teeth sharp? They sure are sharp because they got to eat all this food. That's the reason that we don't put our fingers in their mouth. You can see that this and this look very similar. So once we put it inside their mouth, we let go. You're welcome, Patty. Mont Eagle, that's right up the road on the other side of Chattanooga. Beautiful area. How fast can sloths go? It depends if they're driving a Ford or Chevy. Nah, I'm just kidding. They say that sloths only move like 30 or 40 feet per hour. But I've seen Flash and Zoe go a lot faster than that when they want to. So I think it's more like sloths typically move very slow, but when they want to, I would say they can climb a tree way faster than a human could. Let him finish one thing before another. He may choke. Yeah, Zoe's not gonna choke here. If she's not ready, she won't take it. She is Miss Independent. And she kind of just rolls at her own rhythm. What is she eating? She's eating a little bit of zucchini, squash, and sweet potato. And then we're gonna be doing an encounter starting at 10, y'all. And it's gonna be great. Do they sleep a lot? Well, that's a good question. They sleep about 15 to 20 hours per day. Ooh, we got some rice, y'all. I might just eat this. How did we get her? So 3 of our sloths came to us from a veterinarian and a breeder who has been working with sloths for over 30 years. And his first sloth, he got because it was injured and could not go back into the jungle. So all of our sloths, they've never really even been in the jungle, right? And you would never want to remove an animal from the jungle. Let's see here. How old is she? So Zoe will be turning 2 December 16th. Do you need a license? We have a USDA exhibitor license, which is the same that zoos have. So we are licensed as a zoo. All right, let's see here. Can you hold one of the spiders? If we had a spider, you might be able to hold it, but we don't have a spider. But we do have a spider monkey. And so it's not that we say you can or can't hold the monkey. Most of our encounters are done with the animal's consent, right? You know, obviously riding a horse is a little bit different, but with the sloths and the monkeys and different things like that, if they want to come up on you, that is definitely encouraged, but we are not going to force the animal up on you because we want to make sure that everything is good for all parties involved. Do we put a diaper on the monkey? Yes. We don't put a diaper on the sloth, and none of our humans wear a diaper either. I don't think they do. She's sleepy after the meal. Yes, they like to nap. They are snackers and nappers. Maybe that's what we should call their little band. It should be a sloth band, and they could be called snackers and nappers. All right, guys, we got about 5 more minutes, and then we will be flipping everything around to show you the sloth encounter. Michaela's gonna be doing that, and it'll be pretty awesome. It is the best life. Zoe is, I think she's living the dream, as they say. Zoe, you going to town on your rice there? Is the sloth soft? So I think that their hair feels like right between beard hair and regular hair. My girlfriend and my daughter tell me that it feels like troll doll hair. Now, I'm not a troll doll hair expert, but the consensus is that is an accurate description. You love possums. Well, that's good that you love possums, but this is a sloth. So, and her name is Zoe, and she's a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. But possums are really cool. Let's see, how many offspring do they usually have? So they really could have, let's say, like one a year because of the gestation period and when they come into heat. But that would be at the max, right? So it's probably more likely. What do you think, Michaela? One every other year?
Yeah, I'd say every 2 years usually.
There you go. Michaela says one every 2 years, and she is probably more realistic than I am. I get a little optimistic, but that's okay. We gotta have a little optimism. Don't insult the possum. Can I braid her hair? Well, that would be very interesting if I tried to do that. And it's a little short, so I don't think it would go out too well. But maybe one day we'll try that. Not today, though. Do they bite? They do bite because they eat their food. We don't want them to bite us, so we don't put our fingers in their mouths. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Zoe. I'm Kevin. Michaela's back there trying to say hello to Flash. Hello, Flash.
Hey, Flash.
We're trying to get him. He's like up there. He's like, I have a case of the Mondays. That's how Flash feels.
Come on, boy.
But Flash is fine. He is hanging out up there. If she's scratched, lead to the hospital, false information. So, sloths have bacteria on their claws and on their teeth, right? But so does pretty much every other animal. But yes, if any animal ever bit you, yes, you'd want to get it checked out by medical professionals. So yeah, that's why we try not to get bit by animals. Hope that makes sense. I'm going to take a sip of my drink here in a minute, and then I think we're going to get set up. If you have another question, go ahead and write it in.
Come on, boy.
How bad is the bacteria? Well, it's not that it's bad, it's just that's how they digest their food. So we use enzymes and they use bacteria. So they have to have a living culture that is wanting to break down food, right? I mean, to me, I don't really consider it any better or worse than other animals. It's just how they process their food. Does she give good back scratches? She gives effective back scratches, is what we will say. They might be a little overzealous at times, but they're always with good intention. Is she heavy? Zoe weighs about 15 pounds, and Flash weighs right around 13. So we're not going to let them tussle anytime soon because she's just in a different weight class. Can you have these as pets? So every state is different. We do not advise it. They need a temperature of 75 to 80 degrees. And also people that would sell to just individuals are sometimes involved in getting animals in a not legal manner. We are licensed as a zoo. We have a USDA exhibitor license, so we do not encourage people to own them as pets. What is Zoe's life expectancy? That's a great question. So there were two sloths in Germany, Jan and Paula, and they made it to 52 and 54 years old. And there was another one here in the US at the Smithsonian, and that one made it to 49. So we're definitely hoping in the 40s or 50s for the sloths. Probably outlive us, but that's all right. And Zoe's just a sweet girl taking a little nap here. All right, guys, we're going to get ready for the next one. We will talk to you soon. Check back right around 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Talk to you later.